A night to play spoiler for the Cedar Rapids River Kings as they host the undefeated Arizona Rattlers. This is the first home game for the River Kings since April the 20th. Arizona brings the league's best offense to town, directed by last year's IFL MVP, Drew Powell. It's the Rattlers and the River Kings. IFL football up next on MC22.
Touchdown runs balls to kind of break the ice on touchdowns. Sioux Falls Storm, but Cedar Rapids comes right back. Here's a pass. River Kings come right back. Great ball fake right there by Kurt.
Welcome inside the U.S. Cellular Center, downtown Cedar Rapids. IFL football for you tonight as the Cedar Rapids River Kings host the Arizona Rattlers. Good evening and welcome. Rob Brooks along with Jerry Koala. And it has been a while, not since April the 20th, have the River Kings played in this building, Jerry, but an opportunity tonight to knock off the number one team in the league.
No question. Cedar Rapids is very well prepared in every game under Coach Mark Stout. Just hasn't been a very good season. I'll tell you what, Arizona knows what's at stake coming into this game, so they need to play a four-quarter game and try to take out Cedar Rapids. But if the River Kings can be successful with the opportunities they create for themselves, they might give themselves a chance.
Try to get this game into the fourth quarter, and for Arizona, it is Drew Powell, and what a dynamic player, one of the best we've seen the last several years.
Well, when you bring in last year's best player and already put him on a team that's already the best in the league, that makes them that much better. His stats speak for himself, for the teams, because he is just a good leader on the field. He's athletic, he can throw the ball, he can run the ball, so he's a very good leader and a good quarterback.
And Cedar Rapids possesses one of the best running backs in the league, and maybe a little underrated amongst the other teams. But Nate Chavius, what an outstanding season he has put together.
Yeah, he has. He's been a very steady performer, leads the team in rushing, and he, out of the backfield, he catches the ball very nicely. But, in a team that what Cedar Rapids has put on the field this year, to have somebody as mainstay like Chavius, you got to give him a lot of credit.
And they'll need him tonight, Arizona and Cedar Rapids, coming up next on MC22. Cedar Rapids River King football on Mediacom MC22 is brought to you by McGrath Family of Dealerships, Collins Community Credit Union, 5 Seasons Tire, Sally's on Broadway in Springville, Colony Heating and Air Conditioning, Clark's Health Mart Pharmacy, and by Extreme, powered by Mediacom.
Today, Mediacom is answering your call quicker. Our technicians are working harder to get there in less time, every time. And we're adjusting our schedule to fit yours, making more night and weekend appointments available than ever before. We're there, at the push of a button, all 4,600 of us, all committed to the same goal, doing everything we can to give you the best experience possible.
After the rain stops and the wind dies down, when the fire's gone out and the dust settles, we rise up together and become a force of nature all our own. As part of this community, Mediacom stands with you, doing everything we can not only to restore your service, but to help provide emergency communication access, assist relief efforts, and support our neighbors.
Rob Brooks and Jerry Koala back inside the U.S. Cellular Center as we get set for IFL football. The team captains meeting at center field. Jerry, time to take a look at the keys to the game tonight. First off, for the visitors, it's been a pretty smooth ride so far for Arizona.
Very strong football team. They come in with a good running game, a good passing game, and we talked about adding Drew Powell to their to the mix of things that they do offensively, but they need to get on a Rattler pace. This team can score and score at will. They can do it on the ground. They can do it through the air. And then they just need to play steady four-quarter defense just to take out the Cedar Rapids Titans and look forward to the next week's game.
Well, they lead the league in scoring. 5 seasons Tire brings us the keys to the game. How about for Cedar Rapids? What do they need to accomplish tonight?
Well, they're not going to be able to overpower Arizona. They're not going to be able to run right at them and throw right at them, but they need to do play deception, which means then, we'll talk about it throughout the broadcast, that they need to do misdirection, play action, and pass over the top, because if there's a weakness, it's in the defensive backfield and over the top for them. So we'll see if that's what the River Kings can do tonight. They just need to execute everything very well. And then defensively, they just got to get after Drew Powell, and they got to get after him quickly. They cannot allow him to get outside, find receivers, and be able to put the ball in play running downfield himself. He's just too good.
There is Kevin Guy, the head coach of the Arizona Rattlers. Has been around the block with this franchise. Of course, a lot of history in indoor football with this team that goes back to very successful days in the AFL. He's got an overall record of 138-28, 33-7 since Arizona became an IFL team, and including a United Bowl championship.
Yeah, their first year in the league, man, they really did a good job. It's been a very good move for them to come to the IFL.
And Mark Stout, of course, has been the coach here now in his second stint. And this season not going as successfully as he has been throughout his career. But this team has continued to work hard and play hard and has not given up. And I would expect, get a pretty good account of themselves here tonight. We'll see a new quarterback. The last time the fans were here inside the U.S. Cellular Center, we'll tell you about him. But here's a veteran with the football, Markel Wade. And he is punished inside the 10-yard line. And special teams, very important to Arizona. And Kevin Guy, he told me before the game, if you could be the best offensive player, best defensive player, if you don't play special teams, we don't have a place for you.
Well, they put people who can run downfield very quickly and get into a spot to make a tackle, and that's exactly what they did on that play. They ran right by every blue jersey blocker that the River Kings had there. And before Wade could get beyond the 5-yard line, he had 4 white jerseys on top of him. But, you know, that's the difference between where Arizona is and where Cedar Rapids is.
Devin Cockrell led the charge from UTEP. So here is Dalton Oliver in at quarterback, playing just his second game for Cedar Rapids. Third quarterback used so far this year. And he looks to the air and wants to go deep. And we're going to get a flag on the first play from scrimmage as Jordan Smith was held. And maybe a good hold, Jerry, because he did have a step on the defense.
Well, no question about it. And you talked about Oliver in that offensive backfield. They're going to give him time to throw. He's going to find receivers. He's been an outstanding quarterback in college and even at the professional ranks overseas. But we've seen this mainstay of wide receivers that Cedar Rapids has. They're good receivers. They run good routes. They're fast. They can catch the football. And, you know, a good hook and go on the first play from scrimmage. I think Mark Stouts can open it up here tonight.
And one really good sign we saw last week as Cedar Rapids lost to the Steamwheelers in the Quad Cities was that Oliver really did a good job to spread the football around. He was at 11 of 21 for 118 yards, but got Wade, Smith, and White all heavily involved. Penalty brings the ball out to the 23. Here's Chavius, tries to turn the corner and does, and is just touched along the boards.
He's pleading his case here. I don't think he got touched either. He scraped the ball, but that wasn't because he was hit out of bounds. You can see him shaking his head. He knows exactly what happened to him. Boy, I tell you what, did he turn on the speed here? Watch him get around the left corner. He sees the opening out there, and downfield he goes. He scraped the wall there. Well, somebody must have got a hand on him, just kind of bump him out of bounds.
Or he ran into the down marker. Just barely enough against the boards. But a 9-yard pickup that could have been more. And a good start offensively here for Cedar Rapids. And a bad snap goes through the hands of Oliver. And he is able to fall on the football back at the 5-yard line. That's the good news. The bad news is, boy, does that just kill a drive as we take a look at tonight's starting lineups. Talked about Dalton Oliver. And then the trio of receivers, Smith, Wade, and Ruffin. Chavius in the backfield. Christian and Brown up front. Rattlers defensively. Ryan Langford has had a very good year. Keep your eye on McDowdell up front. And Merriweather and McAllister and Chapman in the backfield. So Cedar Rapids is going to take their first timeout at the 12:40 mark here in the first quarter.
Not a good situation. You're not going to make all that yardage back in one play, but you can. It's just trying to nickel and dime that thing downfield to get it into first down range, and if nothing else, come up in fourth down to try to kick a field goal. That's what Mark Stout wanted to get this team organized together. They need a 15-yard, 20-yard play right here to gain a lot of that yardage back, and they can get it. And it's going to come down to that offensive line, Rob. They got to give Oliver a chance to find a receiver because he'll find him. He threw for 35, almost 7,000 yards at Kentucky Wesleyan his last 2 seasons there. And that's the outdoor game. And Coach Stout said he's really still adjusting to the indoor game because it's so much quicker, and he's doing it nicely. But I think they want to be sure that they get on the same page here with all of this.
And that is a new center playing his first game. So you've got a 2-week-old quarterback in the indoor game and a new center, so they're still trying to figure things out.
Well, I think Oliver just took his eye off that snap. It wasn't a bad snap.
No, it should have been caught. And Dalton Oliver would probably tell you the same thing. And he has good protection, goes deep. Wade is in the neighborhood, almost comes up with the football. Also almost picked off. Good job by Alan Chapman. He's an all-IFL performer back there defensively. First team in 2017. And also a Week 4 Defensive Player of the Week last year.
Well, I like it, and I don't like it. Wade probably could have made a little extra effort to try to go up and catch this ball as Oliver puts it in a nice spot for him to catch. But let's pick up 10 or 15 yards and then get another play to go. Because now it's third down and 28.
Going to be fourth down. So here is the boot, and partially blocked. And Arizona will have very good field position as they bring it into River Kings territory. That's Jamal Miles, one of the wide receivers that was able to corral the football and lean forward to get it to the 23-yard line.
Well, that would have been a monster field goal, Rob, from right at the goal line, 55 yards. Got stopped before it even got through the line of scrimmage.
You just try not necessarily to make those, but treat it like a punt since you can't punt in the IFL, and get yourself as much distance as possible. Drew Powell slings it left side, and it is caught by Arizona's leading receiver in Sherrod Harrington, who caught 7 balls for 114 yards last week against Tucson. He's been the go-to guy. Also have a new player at the running back position. Lally not playing tonight. Roland Genesee out of Indiana State. Good group up front. Stewart, Miles, Harrington, the wide receivers. And a left-hander, plenty of time. Goes left side as well. And that's going to be a pretty good gain. Stewart with the reception. Branch, the first player to get there for Cedar Rapids, and he's really put together a terrific season.
He certainly has. Cedar Rapids did a nice job that time. Harrington's one they're going to have to pay attention to, as he was the IFL Offensive Player of the Week for his performance last week, and it was quite a performance of returns and catching the football for touchdowns. He did a real quick hook on that, Rob, and they double-teamed him, and that's why Powell had to go to the left side.
Cedar Rapids defensively. And into the end zone is Powell, and that is his 11th rushing touchdown in just his 4th ball game. He came over from Arizona from the AFL, the Atlantic City Blackjacks.
Makes a great read option fake there. Draws the defensive end, and they just blow open that offensive line. Linebacker didn't come into play, and let him just kind of scamper into the end zone untouched.
Jimmy Camacho, who's been solid for Arizona in the kicking department this year. It was 8 for 8 in extra points last week, and he makes his 88th of the year. So, an offense that leads the league in scoring, points per game, yards per game, rushing touchdowns, and rushing TDs, strikes first.
Well, you can see why they're the best team in the league right now, with two other teams that are right there behind them, and Green Bay's not far away. But they've been able to maintain consistency. They've been able to keep things together, have good talent, and then you bring in Drew Powell. It just blew my mind when we knew that when he was coming in, that they're going to add him to this lineup.
That had a really good quarterback previous to that and last year.
Yeah, Jeff Ziemba is a super quarterback to start anywhere.
He was all league last year. 3 plays, 23 yards, and 7 points on the board for Arizona. Jimmy Camacho. And Cedar Rapids will have their second possession of the night. Chavius takes it inside the 5. Bursts right up the middle, and he is greeted rudely by Philip Henry, a defensive back for Arizona, and that shows you the emphasis that Kevin Guy puts into special teams. A huge hit right up the middle where it looked like, and we'll see it, there was a little bit of a hole for Chavius.
Right there, boy, they just jammed it up the middle. Henry just took on 2 blockers, stood him up, and then he went after the running back, the return man, and Chavius. But it's still good field position for Cedar Rapids, and they've shown, there's a long way to go in this, that they could move the football as they did in that first possession.
Just like any team, have to really limit those mistakes. There's a quick hitter to Ruffin. Ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Good concentration by Ruffin out of San Diego State. Boy, did he put up some huge numbers there, and then also was in camp with the Indianapolis Colts of the NFL. Henry there to make sure he was up against the boards.
He's picked up 4 yards on just a little hook pattern, and they'll keep running those. Arizona defensive backs are respecting this wide receiver group that Cedar Rapids has. They're not going to let anything go deep. They'll give up the under yardage receptions and play on to another play.
Pickup of 4, second down and 6. Oliver secures and then throws it to midfield, and it's incomplete. Ruffin again, the intended receiver.
Pretty tough interior defensive line. Watch, they're just pushing people back. Chavius trying to pick up somebody. And Oliver's not a running quarterback. He's a pocket passer, and so he can't hang on to that football very long. Didn't have anybody to throw to, had to slip out to his right and just throws it into the ground to get rid of it. And you can see Arizona doing a nice job of converging on Ruffin.
Merriweather, leading tackler for Arizona, was the one that got that right hand on the football to knock it away. 2 white jerseys all over Ruffin. Oliver, and he is sacked back at the 15-yard line. Was down before the ball popped loose. Connor Flagel, the defensive lineman, a little bit slow to get up.
You know, that camera angle is deceiving. That kid's 6'5" and almost 300 pounds. It's quite a tackle here. They got on him quickly. They had good downfield coverage. He couldn't find Chavius, who was off to his left. You see Chavius right there in the middle of the screen, but covered nicely by the linebacker out there in Langford.
Nwosu. "46-yard attempt. Plenty of leg, but wide left." Snap was fumbled a little bit. Owusu, since coming on midseason after Henry Nell moved along to the AFL. And Arizona will have the football again.
Cedar Rapids is going to have to maintain that difficult to run on defense, covering the defensive backfield, and Gibson in there, linebacker. I've liked what Gibson's done in the 3 games that he's played for the River Kings. He moves very well left and right, and he fills those gaps a little bit better than even what Malik Slater had done. Slater, we thought was a good linebacker.
Very good linebacker, one of the top tacklers for Cedar Rapids, but out tonight. There's a boot on that right ankle. A little screen pass that is going to work nicely. Jamal Miles. That's his 37th reception of the year.
A screen pass in this league. Look at this. I watched them do this against Tucson last week. And you see Miles, he's a terrific player with the ball in his hands. And fortunately, Mabaney had enough speed to catch him from behind to bring him down.
Yeah, nice tackle by Sam Mabaney. Played collegiately at New Mexico. And here is Powell. And he fumbles it out of bounds as he got up against the boards. But that'll be a big pickup inside of 15 yards.
Well, again, he does a nice job on that zone fake with Miles coming across from left to right. You'll see it. Well, actually, it wasn't Miles, but Genesee in there at running back. And he takes everybody with him, and Drew Powell's got enough speed and athleticism. He's downfield quickly. There's a lot of pressure on that defensive backfield to bring him down.
A couple of the Arizona defenders on that sack kind of arguing who actually going to get credit for that. That's a 20-yard pickup for Drew Powell. Just a terrific 1-2 punch guy at that quarterback position. Flag is out, ball into the end zone, and incomplete. Ball thrown a little bit behind. Intended receiver Armstrong.
Showed the kind of arm he has, though, Robbie. He throws himself in
there's no doubt. Boy, we saw plenty of that last year. Drew Powell, the IFL MVP with the Iowa Barnstormers a season ago.
Illegal defense, number 10, out of his stance prior to the ball being snapped. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
So that'll help out Arizona. 5 yards, but would have been a free play and did have Armstrong open in the end zone. Harrington and Miles come in motion. Here's the handoff up front. Genesee has plenty of room. Flags come out late, and you see he's just short of the goal line. Roland Genesee out of Indiana State. Played in that very difficult Missouri Valley Football Conference, and his alma mater starting to make a move. Getting better the last couple of years.
Number 11, defense. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic.
So that's going to be another penalty that will go against the River Kings.
Well, it'll go from the 2-yard line to the 1-yard line. So, but Genesee's the third running back, that they've had this season. And of course, Powell with Ziemba we talked about, and Arlen Reed was the original quarterback back at the beginning of the season.
And if he was still able to play, probably wouldn't even have gone after Drew Powell. Handoff to Genesee, and he is into the end zone for the second touchdown of the night for Arizona.
Well, you see off to the left side, got some offensive line play. He only had a yard to go.
But it was all him. Just had enough momentum to get that football across the goal line, and 6 more as Genesee picks up the touchdown, and Jimmy Camacho will try for the extra point. Harrington to hold, and it's right through. Approaching 3 minutes.
We took our internet to the extreme, building you a fiber-rich network that gives you the hyper-speed you need. 100% gigabit technology, 99% reliability. We wanted to bring you the best streaming, gaming, music, and more. And we're proud to be recognized the top internet provider again and again and again. Thank you for making us your #1 choice. We're proud to take you to the extreme.
Connecting every device, every room, and everyone. That's the power of Extreme. And it keeps getting better with a new multi-point Wi-Fi system that covers your whole home. So you get insanely fast speeds here, here, and here. An all-new standard of technology that makes every TV smarter. And new ways for you to connect with us, like being able to see when your tech will arrive. Technology is awesome. We take it to the extreme.
So Cedar Rapids trying to make a move, and then the defense for Arizona got in there quickly, and two of them forced the fumble, and then it was picked up, and that was by Jason Gibson. But they got in there quickly, and certainly nowhere to go for Dalton Oliver.
Well, they contain him well. He's not much of a running quarterback, so he doesn't have any speed, and they can catch up to him wherever he goes.
And plus, you've got to absorb that punishment and want to make sure that you hang on to the football. So Camacho sends the ball high inside the U.S. Sailor Center. And here's Wade. Tries to make a move. Gets away from a pair of defenders. That is shoved out of bounds by Merriweather. And the Cedar Rapids will set up shop 1st and 10, their third possession here in the first quarter.
Well, this will be like in the regular game, the 11-man game. You'll see him, he's 3 yards deep when he returns it. He doesn't get out past the 10-yard line. Look how those white jerseys are right there. It'll be like starting inside your 20-yard line every time after a kickoff in the regular game. The 12-yard line here. River Kings got to keep striding forward. Keep, again, taking advantage of chances that they give themselves. Get positive yardage on every play. Find the right plays.
And that hit up against the boards. They require a little bit of a repair. And those are sturdy, but boy, there's a lot of momentum.
They come in pieces, you know, when they start coming apart. That's good use of science there, Rob, that physical science with a lever and a rod, you know. All you do is lift it up, and you can see that punch just needs to go over top.
And a lot of times they get bent. So the puzzle pieces don't quite fit like they should. But Mark Stout, he's been around this game long enough. I bet you he can probably figure it out.
He's read the book on repairing those sidewalls.
Well, we talked about the history for this Arizona franchise as far as AFL football, indoor football, founded way back in 1992. Their first head coach was Danny White of Dallas Cowboy fame from 1992 to 2004. He won 121 games, lost 55. They were Arena Bowl champions in 1994, 97, 2012, 13, and 14, and then United Bowl champions a couple of years ago in 2017, and then just didn't quite get to the United Bowl last year. Knocked out in the semifinals by Sioux Falls by 1 point, 69-68.
Can you imagine the kind of game that would have been? That would have been a wonderful game to broadcast, wouldn't it, Rob? Going up there, all those points scored, all that conversation we could have had. But you're right. It's been a terrific program down in Arizona.
Oliver hands it off. And a pretty good move. So Oliver just decides to keep it after the fake. And shows that he does have a little side-to-side action to him.
But in this league, you got to become a running quarterback at least a little bit to help out with the offensive set. He does a nice job to read Works' block from that left side. Get outside him and pick up some extra yardage.
Pick up a 5. Oliver goes deep, and wide open is Markel Wade. Great to get him into the offense. A terrific route. First team All-IFL a season ago has put together another good year in his second here in Cedar Rapids.
Oliver reads it beautifully as Wade gets between the cornerback free safety and the up cornerback. Just got in that open area. Oliver had time to throw.
Averages over 10 yards per reception. 46th catch of the year. Here's Chavius. Puts his head down and keeps those legs churning inside the 5-yard line. And that's what teams at the upper levels, maybe it's the CFL, maybe it's the XFL, who knows, got to really like about this kid.
Yeah, Chavius super runner, good instincts. As you see, he reads his blockers nicely. Then he puts that head down, lowers his body. He's got some great power with that, so he can't be taken down with a one-on-one tackle. Jordan Smith did a nice job of blocking out, and then it was Wade that hit the linebacker, Ryan Langford, who was going laterally, and that opened up that little crease for Chavius to run through.
Gang tackled once again. So the best scoring opportunity so far for Cedar Rapids. Final seconds of the first quarter. Into the end zone, and Smith was in the neighborhood, incomplete.
Well, they're right on him on the line of scrimmage. They're not going to give him any yardage whatsoever or any room to be able to maneuver for a pass pattern. And I think more than anything, Oliver just threw that out of bounds. Really what they need is just a first down here on this next play.
And that's going to do it for the first quarter of football. $14 for the undefeated Arizona Rattlers, but Cedar Rapids inside the 5, looking for their first points of the night.
Today, Mediacom is answering your call quicker. Our technicians are working harder to get there in less time, every time. And we're adjusting our schedule to fit yours, making more night and weekend appointments available than ever before. We're there, at the push of a button, all 4,600 of us, all committed to the same goal, doing everything we can to give you the best experience possible.
After the rain stops and the wind dies down, when the fire's gone out and the dust settles, we rise up together and become a force of nature all our own. As part of this community, Mediacom stands with you, doing everything we can not only to restore your service, but to help provide emergency communication access, assist relief efforts, and support our neighbors.
Welcome back inside the U.S. Sailor Center, downtown Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Rob Brooks, along with Jerry Koala, 14-0 in favor of Arizona. Jerry, you get the feeling here, a great opportunity for Cedar Rapids to get on the board after putting together their best drive of the football game.
Seems to be vital right here for the River Kings to get these points in.
Chavius tries to turn the corner, and he is stopped at the 5. Might lose a couple of yards. Cockrell, the first one to greet him, and that's a play that has worked on a couple of occasions so far tonight.
But you're so close to the goal line, that defense doesn't have to retreat very far, so they can, hold steady. As you see, that's what Cockrell does at the top of the screen. He's right there being blocked, but there's not a lot of running room. That they got to be able to get easy blocks. The running back has to get there quickly and hit that hole. Otherwise, it shuts down as it did there.
Yeah, Langford also in on the action. This is a good tackling team Arizona has on the football field. And Mark Stout,
Cedar Rapids, their second charge.
Fourth down upcoming, wants to take time out and talk over the strategy because, boy, you want to stay in this football game. Already down 14-0. These opportunities you have to take advantage of, especially when you're playing record-wise the best team in the league.
I think they're going to go for it here, Rob.
Well, you're going to have to. Field goals are not going to do much, but you certainly do want to put points on the board. Difference now is that the ball's at the 5-yard line versus the 1 or 2 yard line, so maybe you do take the 3.
Got to come away with something. Those 5 yards would have been the toughest to get. Could have come up with some kind of a play, misdirection play, crossing patterns in the end zone, and a sharp pass. But I think Stout's really playing the percentages here.
Lusu on for the field goal.
Please reset the game clock to 14:04. 14:04. It will start on the snap. Thank you.
Clock adjustment. Field goal attempt of 18 yards. Smith, the hold, and it is blocked. Rattlers are on it. I think that was Chris McAllister that got his hands up, defensive lineman. Merriweather came away with it, but remember, there is a penalty marker on the play.
See McAllister coming right here. This takes too long. It was a high snap, so the holder had to go up and get it, which was an extra half a second. Maybe I don't know, were they offside? I guess we'll find out.
Offside, number 92 defense. Half the distance to the goal.
That's a huge call.
First down.
That's on the other side of the play. It wasn't McAllister.
Good things happen when we get up and get loud.
So that'll get the offense back out on the field.
That's right. It was a 4th down and 1. Even on a 2-yard advancement with the penalty being half the distance to the goal, it gives them enough for a first down.
Cedar Rapids really needs to take advantage of this opportunity. You see where the football is. And these yards, though, Jerry, inside the 5-yard line against this defense have really been difficult to come by.
Yeah, you really got to push that defensive line back if you're going to run the football. And if you're going to throw it, you got to throw it quickly.
Colton Oliver, 2 out of 5 so far. Chavius with the football, nowhere to go. He is swarmed under. Langford, among others in the neighborhood for Arizona.
Just amazing how they really knew where it was coming. Watch this. Their whole flow goes to the left side of the field, or the left side of the offense. Look at all those white jerseys in there. I mean, either that's great preparation or they just guessed well on that particular play.
Well, McAllister kept that play inside, and then Langford, the first one to get there, and then had help.
So I guess the thing you do is you do a bootleg. Next time they're going to pursue that heavily.
Oliver, and does the smart thing to get rid of it as McAllister was all over him. And that would have been a huge loss.
Well, he just doesn't have enough time. The crossing pattern was there. He just doesn't have enough time. You know, when you're pass blocking like that, it's more than just a 1,001 count. You got to block for 1,001, 1,002, maybe even 1,003. Give that quarterback time to find those crossing receivers.
And Chris McAllister having another all-IFL type of season. He was first team all-conference in 2017, second team a season ago. Oliver, quick hitter, and finds Wade. Gets inside the 5-yard line, so good, quick move. Chapman on the stop for the Rattlers.
Just, again, he got rid of it really quickly, and Chapman did a nice job to close on it. I mean, he doesn't have to give him very much room. He's got his back against the goal line here. You see him close on it. But at least it's positive yards.
That's a good, efficient play. Wade with excellent hands. And the field goal unit again on the field. Owusu, this time from 19. It was blocked from 18 by McAllister. High snap again, and it's blocked again. Picked up by Arizona. And on the move, and Mark Stout takes a little contact, but looks like he's okay.
I'd be diving over the wall. I saw that massive humanity coming at me.
Philip Henry came up with the football.
Blocked in the middle. They tried to push people off to the left of the offense. Diavanzo on the block.
Give him credit, yep. He also has at least a half a sack tonight.
They did a nice job to hold out that defensive line for the time that it took for the holder to get the snap and put it down.
It's a good field position for Drew Powell, and that's his first incomplete pass. It probably should have been caught by Miles. Powell in the first quarter, 3 out of 3 for 25 yards, had a long gainer of 12.
Well, Miles was running an out pattern, and Powell threw a little bit behind him. Their timing's just really starting to come together.
Miles and Harrington been the two go-to guys in the passing game for Kevin Guy in Arizona. Genesee inside the 15. Lally not playing tonight.
Just a jet sweep is all across from left to right, but you can see the offensive line blocking they're getting. It's not as if they're overpowering. They're just getting their foot and their bodies in the right position and just making little bump blocks. And the timing with the running back Genesee, as you see there, 24, just running right through those little gaps. Makes it look pretty simple, doesn't he?
Good blocking up front. Powell on the keeper. Gets a block and then stumbles forward. Does lose control of the football, but was down before it came loose.
Well, we saw Branch crashing down on the running back on Miles. You see him coming across. Well, on Genesee. You see that? And so Powell reads it, keeps it, finds the opening, picks up a few yards. Well, if he doesn't get tripped up, Rob, he probably runs to the end zone.
Nick Brassell has had a terrific year. Third year in the IFL. Made sure he was down. Pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Here's the give to Miles. He will carry the football. Flag does come out as he gets down to the 2-yard line.
We're going to get a late hit on Branch as he knocked Powell 4 yards back after he made the handoff. Boy, not that was a late handoff.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, Number 10, defense. After this is to the goal, automatic first down.
And that was a consecutive sequence, the handoff and then the hit. I just think they're calling it just unnecessary. Watch Branch at the top of the, right here, boom. That's helmet to helmet. He's pretty lucky he's still in the ballgame. I mean, you can see how late the handoff was, and Miles still able to get it. You see him kind of dancing through that line of scrimmage.
Tennessee. And 6 more for Arizona.
Wow, do they do a nice job of sealing? Goodness gracious, Genesee, he just kind of long jump, standing broad jump. Look at it, they seal. There's nobody there. He just kind of broad jump from 2 yards away into the end zone.
Maybe he was even a little surprised that it was so wide open on that right side. Macho trying to stay perfect. Extra points the last 2 weeks. Perfect. Cedar Rapids couldn't take advantage of their very good field position. Arizona does at the other end of the field. 21-0. Rattlers looking to stay undefeated.
Technology, it is awesome. But when you have the power to control it, that is extreme. With extreme speeds up to 1 gig, there are no limits. Go ahead and stream on every screen. As for the big screen,
show me discovery.
Ask and you shall receive with the all-new Extreme Speak and Show remote. And if you need to ask for help, just click and we'll show up too. That's the power of awesome technology, powered by Extreme.
With Extreme, everything's connected. So whatever I'm watching on the big screen, I can easily stream to the little screen. Or to any room in the house. Because every room is covered with ultra-fast Extreme Wi-Fi 360. Even this room, which isn't technically a room.
Only Extreme brings it all together. Speeds up to 1 gig, TV with TiVo, and whole home Wi-Fi. The difference is Extreme.
Arizona up 21-0, and we want to send our best wishes to Jeff Jernigan, the assistant general manager, also handles special teams. His mother passed away this week and is not with the ball club, and I'm sure he's anxious to get back with this team, but not an easy time for him, and is not here in tonight. So I'm sure his special teams unit out there giving a little extra. Plays like that. Merriweather, Stewart in on the stop.
Well, again, the speed playing a role in that high kickoff. This Wade has to wait, and it gives that kickoff team a chance to get downfield and get into position to keep him from any decent return, and that's exactly what has happened here, and then with the penalty marker on the play. Let's see where the River Kings begin.
Andy Lebo.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 8, Arizona, taunting. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Arizona penalty number 8, that moves the ball down to the 21-yard line. It's Cedar Rapids Realtors first.
Kevin Guy getting the explanation. Ball out to the 21, so good starting field position for Cedar Rapids. See if they can move the ball as effectively as they did to get it inside the 5-yard line, their last possession.
Well, as I talked about, it's about deception. It's about making play action, making those defensive players go with it.
Quick hitter, read well by the Rattlers. Jordan Smith with the reception. That's his second. Devontae Merriweather with a nice read.
Look how fast he gets there. I mean, they just take chances like that. You know, that's where a play action comes in. And we've got a penalty marker again, but a play action comes in, do a hook and go, see if he can't beat them deep. That's how I saw Tucson score against this Arizona team last weekend. It wasn't like you could beat them straight running at them and just straight regular passing. You got to make play-action type plays.
The line of scrimmage. That penalty is declined. Second down.
Arizona beat Tucson 62-47. Jake Medlock is the quarterback for Tucson. Of course, was the quarterback here in Cedar Rapids a season ago.
He had a nice game last weekend. You know, if a quarterback can have a good game, throw for over 100 yards, 150 yards, 50 to 60% of passing completions against a team like in Arizona, you've done a nice job. But Arizona hit him a lot. They put him to the ground, and he also ran the football quite a bit too.
Oliver, timing just a little bit off, and to release the football a little sooner than Ruffin's break. Philip Henry right there with Ruffin.
Right there with him. They met him 8 yards downfield and just went with the cut.
The offense not lined up on the line of scrimmage. That penalty is declined. Third down.
Cedar Rapids penalty number 7, Richard Words. Penalty is declined. Third down, still from the 18-yard line.
So Cedar Rapids 3rd and 13. As Arizona opted not to allow any extra downs for Cedar Rapids, declining the penalty.
You know, that defensive line, Flagel at number 33 is 6'5", 305. In the middle is McAllister. He goes from defensive end to nose guard. He's the little guy in this bunch. And Diavanzo on the outside at 285.
You can't use the word little for those three. As Oliver goes down, well, Diavanzo's been all over the place in the first half.
Well, they're doing a nice job of pushing him around, kind of creating a pocket, and Diavanzo then will just fight off the blocker. You'll see Oliver looking downfield. Now he'll step up, and here comes Diavanzo from behind. So actually he is being blocked. It's just that the ball's not being delivered, either because receivers aren't open or Oliver just not quick enough to get out of that pocket and get away from that defensive line.
Philip Nwusu. .46-yard attempt. He has plenty of leg. And this one is getting closer, but wide to the right. But another penalty marker. Okay, that's just the yellow towel for the Cedar Rapids kicker.
Well, we've got to remember, they had two of them blocked in their last sequence of plays. From shorter distance, this was a longer distance away, so.
Youngster having a good time. Second to last home game for the River Kings this year against Green Bay next Saturday. Powell sends it against the boards. Incomplete. It'll be second down.
Looking for Harrington out here. We haven't heard his name at all tonight. And I think, number one, because Cedar Rapids is really defending him well. But number two, Powell, a savvy enough quarterback to know, all right, well, if he's not open right away, which he can tell, we're going to find somebody else.
And Harrington, an all IFL type of season so far. He's caught 48 passes coming into tonight, and there is another one. And he breaks free. Got away with a couple and sniffs the end zone, dives in. Touchdown, Arizona.
That's where he is so dangerous. You can't just bring him down on a bump block, tackle. You've got to wrap, hit and wrap. He moves his feet really nicely, has a low center of gravity. Not a very big guy, but very strong and very quick. Watch this. And Cedar Rapids has him. They just don't bring him down. And he's got that acceleration, Rob, in those first two steps, first step and a half to get away from defenders.
And then showed off his speed. And tackle trying to be made at the shoulder pad level, maybe trying to get the football away from him. Extra point is good by Camacho. So the biggest play of the night so far for Arizona.
It was coming soon, and this was just a simple hook pattern for him. So this really is a matter of Cedar Rapids not tackling very nicely. But you see Harrington, again, the Offensive Player of the Week in the IFL from a week ago. He returned one kickoff that was legitimately for a touchdown last week. He had another one called back because of an illegal block, and then he scored 3 times on receptions a week ago.
7 for 114. 2 plays, 45 yards, and the first play was a incomplete pass. And this is the way that Kevin Guy wants to play. He wants it to be a track meet. And they just want to keep the pressure on defenses, make big plays, keep coming at you. And that's their philosophy. Some teams want to play a little bit more like the outdoor game, where more of a run-pass mix. Arizona can run it, but those types of plays, scoring quickly and having as many possessions as possible, really their philosophy.
And there, those 28 points are credit as well to that Arizona defense that has kept Cedar Rapids out of the end zone on 2 different occasions when they were inside the 5-yard line, blocked field goals. I mean, it all figures in.
No doubt that defense has been terrific for Arizona tonight. Previous meeting between these 2 teams, Arizona scored over 80 points. And special teams goes to work once again. Not much there for Middleton.
Roll at Genesee. Like a little missile.
As we talked about, hey, you can be a productive offensive player, but you're also going to have to step up big time on special teams, just like Genesee did there.
Only 21 players that are active on the roster for every game, so yes, you got to fill multiple roles.
Well, you remember the old AFL days where it was kind of Iron Man football, where they had to go both ways.
Right, yes. Running backs, fullbacks played linebacker. Receivers played defensive back.
Here's Wade. Dances and gets away from one before Langford brings him down, but a nice gain out to the 21.
And I'd come back and run almost the same play. Just get it downfield quickly. Just run those little 5, 6, 7-yard pass plays. Watch this. Back to him. He just turns it quick. Just a hook pattern out to the right side. Look at the cushion that's given to him. You might be able to break one off.
Boy, has Markel Wade been consistent his 2 years here in Cedar Rapids. And this one batted up, and is it picked off? Arizona thought so. I don't think that's going to be the call. I was looking at all the officials and really never made a call.
I know the sideline official is looking at the center official. I guess we'll get the official result right here.
Let's take a look at for ourselves here. Ball batted up in the air.
The ruling on the field is an interception.
That sure is an interception.
The ball carrier was not down by contact. However, there's an inadvertent whistle.
Nice defensive play.
First down and 10, Arizona.
Well, he made a great break on a Philip Henry did, doesn't he? I just talked about it. Run the same play, just do a real quick hook pattern, but they react so quickly.
Well, I think they'll take a look at this. Cedar Rapids will challenge. It did look like that ball hit the turf, Jerry.
From a different angle?
Oh, yep.
Okay.
Certainly worth a look if you're Cedar Rapids.
Cedar Rapids is challenging the ruling on the field that the Mike linebacker is moving forward prior to the snap. The previous play is under further review.
Okay, now they're going to take a look at when the linebacker was moving.
So watch 45 right in the middle of your screen. Langford.
Now watch the ball.
He's indicated that he's going to be going. Was that like an illegal procedure penalty against the linebacker for kind of jumping?
But watch this now. Here's the dive.
Looks like
I don't think he had control.
Yeah, right. It bounced up into his midsection from the turf. His arms weren't underneath.
Sure
the
looked
football.
like it.
Yeah.
That first angle we saw, it did look like he had his hands underneath the ball, which he did. But then as he was trying to cradle it in, it looked like it scooted along the turf.
Linebacker was moving forward before the ball was snapped. Let's go. 5-yard penalty.
And I can buy it. I understand.
Sure.
I think it's a legitimate decision.
5-yard penalty. The result of the penalty is a first down. The ball will be placed at Arizona's 24-yard line.
And a good job by the Cedar Rapids coaching staff.
Cedar Rapids is not
to
charged
recognize
with a
that.
timeout.
Wow. Tell them to take a look.
Good things happen when we get loud, Ribbon Kings fans. Let's hear it. Let's get up and roll.
So 2:07 left to go. 28 zip in favor of Arizona. Cedar Rapids has had the ball inside the 5-yard line one time so far, just couldn't come away with any points. Had 2 field goals blocked. Trying to put some points on the board before the halftime intermission. The quick passing game has been effective this time. The deep ball overthrown to Markel Wade.
I'm not sure Markel thought he was a primary receiver, although they're all primary receivers. He didn't run a very sturdy route. But Arizona doing a nice job of retreating. They're not going to let anything get over the top of them, and they've got all parcels of the field covered nicely. You know, we talk about Kevin Guy. He was an assistant coach under Danny White for all those first 8 years of his being with Arizona, so he learned a heck of a lot from a guy with a lot of playing experience.
A ton of experience in the indoor game. Both of these coaches do, as we have come to the 1-minute warning. Cedar Rapids on the move, down 28-0. We'll be back to Cedar Rapids after this.
Today, Mediacom is answering your call quicker. Our technicians are working harder to get there in less time, every time. And we're adjusting our schedule to fit yours, making more night and weekend appointments available than ever before. We're there, at the push of a button, all 4,600 of us, all committed to the same goal, doing everything we can to give you the best experience possible.
After the rain stops and the wind dies down, when the fire's gone out and the dust settles, we rise up together and become a force of nature all our own. As part of this community, Mediacom stands with you, doing everything we can not only to restore your service, but to help provide emergency communication access, assist relief efforts, and support our neighbors.
Cedar Rapids in Arizona territory.
Set the game clock to 1 minute. 1 minute, please. It'll start on the snap. These will be regular football timing rules. Thank you.
So with that 1 minute warning, the clock will start on the snap. Oliver across the middle. Got to put that one up for grabs. Jordan Smith, the intended receiver.
Well, he was running a crossing route, and Chavius was just in front of him, but Chavius couldn't get away from the defensive back. Cam Johnson. Johnson was right there, face mask to face mask with him, and wouldn't let him get across the field. I think it kind of cluttered up the spot that Oliver's trying to get the ball to.
Drake White, who has caught 17 passes for 179, has come into the ball game for Cedar Rapids. Let's see if they look his way. Ran a little stop and go move. Things open up for Oliver, and he dives toward the 15-yard line.
Now, what Arizona did was they took Langford out at linebacker, put Merriweather in there, which gave them 5 defensive backs, and you see the 3 defensive linemen coming, so this opens up the running space for Oliver. He recognizes it. That gives him a chance to pick up the yardage that he does. Now Langford's back in at linebacker, so they go back to a traditional defensive set.
Cockrell on the stop of the quarterback, Oliver.
Good thing does, it gives him a first down.
Which is huge. Certainly would have gone for it on 4th. The time running out. Here's Chavius up the middle, and he just lost his footing.
Yeah, I think he tripped himself, to be honest with you.
Looked like a pretty good hole there, and that is going to end the first half of football. Cedar Rapids wanted a late hit on their running back, Nate Chavius.
Yeah, Merriweather came in and kind of pushed him down. Chavius rolled, and he got up as if he was stopped. And then Merriweather came along and then knocked him to the ground again, just making sure that he was stopped.
Mediacom is answering your call quicker. Our technicians are working harder to get there in less time, every time. And we're adjusting our schedule to fit yours, making more night and weekend appointments available than ever before. We're there, at the push of a button, all 4,600 of us, all committed to the same goal, doing everything we can to give you the best experience possible.
After the rain stops and the wind dies down, when the fire's gone out and the dust settles, we rise up together and become a force of nature all our own. As part of this community, Mediacom stands with you, doing everything we can not only to restore your service, but to help provide emergency communication access, assist relief efforts, and support our neighbors.
It's here, new Extreme 1 gig, in your neighborhood and in every neighborhood Mediacom serves. Insanely fast and crazy powerful. This is a fiber network that's light years beyond. It's future forward speed with supersonic in-home Wi-Fi, so you can live in live stream explore virtual worlds, and absolutely rule yours. Go further than fiber with Extreme.
We've got another treat for you, Cedar Rapids. We've got Studio 360. They've got a dance squad for us tonight. Their Studio 360 All-Stars is made up of dancers from 5 to 18 years old. Studio 360 All-Stars strives to provide a dance education in a competitive training environment with teams that focus on leadership, teamwork, and confidence. Make Studio 360 All-Stars a part of your child's future. Auditions for the 2019-20 season will be held on June 11th and the 13th. Please visit studio360dance.net and email for more information. Now let's give it up for the Mini Oranges.
There's gonna be trouble.
Now let's give it up for the Mini Black All-Stars.
Arizona 28, Cedar Rapids nothing. We are at the half from the U.S. Cellular Center. Rob Brooks and Jerry Quallop. Jerry, let's take a look at the first half highlights.
You know, Cedar Rapids really did a nice job to create some challenges for Arizona, but Arizona showing why they're so good. There's a read option touchdown run of 10 yards by Drew Powell to get it started for the Rattlers. And here's a sack by Diavanzo of 5 yards on a third down and followed a missed field goal. And then on the 4-play, 45-yard drive there from Arizona, finished there on a 1-yard touchdown run. Here's Nate Chavis trying to get to the outside, but Devin Cockrell doing a nice job of bringing him down. That's about the deepest that the River Kings could get. Attempted one field goal on this same possession, blocked there by Chris McAllister, but on the second attempt, it was Diavanzo again with another block for Arizona, and then Arizona would just kind of toy with River Kings here in the later stages of this second quarter. The running back for the Arizona Rattlers with a short touchdown run, and then the pass of 45 yards, a short hook pass to the receiver there, and it was Harrington that he takes the rest of the way for the touchdown. So, they're just kind of creating separation there between them two.
Terrific balance for Arizona, 61 yards rushing, 70 through the air for 131 yards in the first half. And Cedar Rapids, tough time moving the football, 31 yards, though their time of possession has been good. And then the third down conversions have not gone the River Kings' way. They are 0 for 6 in that department. Drew Powell, 4 out of 6 for 70 through the air. Dalton Oliver, 5 of 12 for 31. Chavius does have 18 yards, hard-earned. Powell with 38 on the ground. Harrington, 2 receptions for 52. Of course, the 45-yard touchdown one, the long one. Markel Wade, 3 for 30 for Cedar Rapids. Second half action comes your way next. 28-0 in favor of the undefeated Arizona Rattlers.
At Mediacom, we took our internet to the extreme, building you a fiber-rich network that gives you the hyperspeed you need. 100% gigabit technology, 99% reliability. We wanted to bring you the best streaming, gaming, music, and more. And we're proud to be recognized the top internet provider again and again and again. Thank you for making us your #1 choice. We're proud to take you to the extreme.
Connecting every device, every room, and everyone. That's the power of Extreme. And it keeps getting better with a new multi-point Wi-Fi system that covers your whole home. So you get insanely fast speeds here, here, and here. An all-new standard of technology that makes every TV smarter. And new ways for you to connect with us, like being able to see when your tech will arrive. Technology is awesome. We take it to the extreme. Technology, it is awesome. But when you have the power to control it, that is extreme. With extreme speeds up to 1 gig, there are no limits. Go ahead and stream on every screen. As for the big screen,
show me Discovery.
Ask and you shall receive with the all-new Extreme Speak and Show remote. And if you need to ask for help, just click and we'll show up too. That's the power of awesome technology, powered by Extreme.
With Extreme, everything's connected. So whatever I'm watching on the big screen, I can easily stream to the little screen. Or to any room in the house.
Because every room is covered with ultra-fast Extreme Wi-Fi 360.
Even this room, which isn't technically a room.
Only Extreme brings it all together. Speeds up to 1 gig, TV with TiVo, and whole home Wi-Fi. The difference is Extreme.
Today, Mediacom is answering your call quicker. Our technicians are working harder to get there in less time, every time. And we're adjusting our schedule to fit yours, making more night and weekend appointments available than ever before. We're there, at the push of a button, all 4,600 of us, all committed to the same goal, doing everything we can to give you the best experience possible.
After the rain stops and the wind dies down, when the fire's gone out and the dust settles, we rise up together and become a force of nature all our own. As part of this community, Mediacom stands with you, doing everything we can not only to restore your service, but to help provide emergency communication access, assist relief efforts, and support our neighbors.
It's here, new Extreme 1 gig, in your neighborhood and in every neighborhood Mediacom serves. Insanely fast and crazy powerful. This is a fiber network that's light years beyond. It's future forward speed with supersonic in-home Wi-Fi, so you can live in live stream, explore virtual worlds, and absolutely rule yours. Go further than fiber with Extreme.
Will the head referee please report to this side of the field, to the sound booth side of the field? Head referee, please. Head referee, please come to this side of the field. We've got a battery pack for you.
Welcome back inside the U.S. Cellular Center. Getting set for second half action. Rob Brooks and Jerry Koala with you. Thanks so much for joining us for IFL football this weekend as Arizona 11-0 will have the football first.
We're getting ready for some second half action.
Wusu.
Number 12, Philip Wusu on for the Coors Light kickoff.
That's a good kick. Harrington gets out close to the 20-yard line, but had to really work hard to get to that point. That had disaster written all over it.
Did. He tipped it back into the back of the end zone, found a way out to the left side. You know, that's where speed and agility can help you get out of situations like this. He didn't really need to have a block thrown for him. Missed tackle there, just some darting left and right. Found a way to get out to the 19-yard line.
Arrington with a touchdown reception in the second quarter has 2 catches for 52 yards. So he's got 50 receptions now on the season.
Jeff Ziemba's in at the quarterback.
The backup quarterback, Jeff Ziemba, is very capable. He was the starting quarterback for Arizona last year and was the offensive rookie of the year in the league.
He played the first 9 games of this year, completing 65% of his passes. I think this is a good move by Kevin Guy to get him some more time on the field. I mean, he realizes that Drew Powell is probably going to be the guy from here on out, but he has to be ready. He always has to be prepared to get out on that field and lead this team like he's done all season and all of last year.
Drew Powell, 4 games with Arizona. Remember, he was with the Atlantic City Blackjacks of the AFL. And who knows? Could end up going back there. They wanted him in Arizona. An AFL background with the coaching staff. Pass is incomplete.
Well, you got these 2 good quarterbacks with Arizona. And the other Arizona Indoor Football League team, Tucson, has 2 really good quarterbacks who have displayed great talent in this IFL. Matt Barron, who played at Green Bay for a few years, who gave Cedar Rapids fits when he was here. And then, of course, Jake Medlock, who was here 2 years ago.
Hand off to Genesee out of Indiana State. Marcel in on the stop. 41 tackles coming into this game. Kind of an interesting story. Played wide receiver in college. Out of Batesville, Mississippi. Played at Eastern Mississippi Junior College, then Ole Miss, where he caught 24 passes for 334 yards. 3rd season in the IFL. Played with the Nebraska Danger as well. Flag comes out. Yemba fires, and this one is picked off. Newbold. First turnover of the ballgame for Arizona. And Newbold's 4th pick if it stands. And it looks like this is going to go against Cedar Rapids.
Offside, defense, number 21. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
So offsides against Cedar Rapids. Officials converse.
Well, I think we're going to get an unsportsmanlike against the defensive coordinator for the for the River Kings. Dead ball foul. And I think probably what he's saying is questioning his flag on the offside call.
Joey Smith, the defensive coordinator for Cedar Rapids. Now Mark Stout getting an explanation.
That'll be a decision by committee here, and Mark's, Coach Stout's trying to get him to calm down and stay within the framework of
sideline warning. Cedar Rapids. The defensive coordinator has been confined to the bench area.
Joey Smith now will have to go to the bench area. This season's been tough on this coaching staff that has had so much success.
Yeah, so he's not going to be able to be out on the field across the way from the home bench, the bullpen. He's going to have to stay over here, and Mark Stout or someone else is going to have, Custer probably going to have to go over there and handle the calls from the other side of the fence. So it looks as if they might make an exception here. No, he's not. Andy Lebo's motioning him over.
And now Coach Stout. Go talk to Coach Smith once again.
Well, rule's a rule. I guess, you know, you can only tolerate so much after a while.
We're just going to start throwing flags pretty soon. Still third down? Yeah. Third down.
Maybe it kind of reminds you of the Leo DeRocher days back managing in the 70s with the Chicago Cubs.
Little Earl Weaver. So now Coach Stout will have to call the defense, which he has done before in a stint previously in Cedar Rapids. So 3rd and 3 for Arizona. Ball spotted at the 7-yard line. Ziemba under center, and he fumbles the snap. Ball is loose, and Cedar Rapids comes up with it. That is Jason Gibson from his linebacker position. And a flag does come out. So the second turnover, and if Cedar Rapids survives this flag, it'll be the first one that they're able to get the offense back out on the field.
Interesting, we've seen a couple of turnovers on the same possession. Yeah, Ziemba just didn't get the snap from the center.
Yeah, Ziemba was looking to the right side. Looked like he wasn't ready for the snap when it came.
The result of the play is a fumble recovered by the defense. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 56, the offense. 15-yard penalty, first down. That is number 56, first unsportsmanlike
this officiating
conduct.
crew's been busy tonight.
Now we got another challenge flag thrown.
7 total penalties in the first half.
We have about that many right now in the first 2.5 minutes, don't we?
Sure seems like it. See what the challenge is here by Arizona.
Also now they're accusing River Kings linebacker of moving forward from his position before the snap of the ball.
It's been a popular call tonight.
Yeah, I'm sure there are some calls that the refereeing crews don't even have to play with in some games, and here tonight it's been, we'll see who's moving forward here. Are they saying it's the defensive end there? Branch? See Gibson. Well, Gibson's the one who recovered the fumble. He's right there in the middle of the screen.
You can see what they're able to take a look at with the different angles.
I think they're going to win it. He fell forward. I think he was encroached by the cadence of the quarterback.
After further review,
defensive end.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. The defensive end's hand was down prior to the snap. First down, Cedar Rapids. That is Arizona's first challenge of the half.
So Cedar Rapids will have the football after the fumble recovery.
First down at the 24-yard line. We're moving the chains.
First and 10 from the 24. Mason Gibson. Out of Cal Berkeley. He was a 4-star recruit out of high school and just battled through several injuries his time on the West Coast.
Playing that Pac-12, you're bound to be pretty good.
Here, I'll send his ass up here.
Oliver has some time and he's picked off. Merriweather with the pick 6, and that's 6 more on the board for Arizona. His 4th interception of the year and returned it 27 yards.
He just read this beautifully. He comes from that safety position, just stepped right in front of the receiver, Ruffin. Just amazing how well they can read really what's going on with that Cedar Rapids offense. They're just either well prepared or got a lot of riskiness about them with the way that they attack and leave the open field behind them open.
Well, one thing, Cedar Rapids has had to go to that short passing game because of some of the penetration up front for the Rattlers. Extra point is perfect by Camacho. The defense puts points on the board for the first time tonight.
You see it again here. A quick hook pattern. Well, Merriweather, he was just kind of dropping back into a hook zone area.
Probably read the eyes of Dalton Oliver the entire way.
I wonder if that just pass wasn't a second too late. I think probably that was some of it, but
so Devontae Merriweather, who leads his team in tackles, picks up his 4th interception of the year.
They can do it in a lot of ways. We haven't seen the return yet. Don't want to be an omen. But defensively, as you just talked about, we've seen what they can do with the running attack, and with Drew Powell added into that offense and his ability to throw the ball to find receivers.
So Merriweather will line up. Kickoff team, Chavius and Wade back deep for Cedar Rapids. Having a good time with the fans in the front row. Nacho, perfect extra point attempts. First attempted one field goal and missed it last week against Tucson, and this will be Wade at the goal line. Shakes, spins, can't get away. Boy, does this football team come after you in bunches. There's always 4 or 5 players around that football, it seems like.
They take away your strengths. Markel Waite certainly is a strength for Cedar Rapids, and they've just done a nice job to contain him all the way around from the receiving standpoint and as well as a return man.
Johnson made the stop. It was held up, was Wade, previous to that. So first and 10 inside the 5 for the River Kings. Flag comes out, and Ben Wilkerson comes in at quarterback.
prior to the snap. False start. Number 66, offense. Half the distance to the goal. Still first down.
And he has started a couple of games this year. Has been on the roster since the beginning, back in training camp. of 42 for 195 yards. Played in 5 games. Took over for Kurt Palantek, who started the season, the first 8 games for Cedar Rapids. So Ben Wilkerson, who Coach Stout was really happy with in training camp and earned a spot on this roster. And he'll keep it out beyond the 5-yard line.
Let's bring him down to reality right here. That first run off about 3 or 4 yards off to the right side, kind of settle him in. But this is his main attribute, is his ability to run the football, and he can throw the football, as you just pointed out. 19 out of 42. But they just need to put together some plays with some positive yards and still have enough determination to put the ball across the goal line for a score.
Certainly, first things first, Cedar Rapids looking to put their first points on the board, and they go deep. Ruffin goes up and somehow makes the catch up against the boards and almost spins away from the defenders. One of the best we've seen this year.
That's an amazing catch. That's a highlight play right there. Wilkinson does a nice job just to put it up into the air and let Ruffin run underneath it. It'll be on the right of your screen. You see him deep in his end zone, putting it up in the air. Ruffin will catch it. He'll land on top of the wall. Watch this. Right there. One-handed. Right-handed. Right into the palm of his hand, and he rolls it into the midsection of himself. Look at this. Hangs on to the defensive back. Helped him out a little bit.
And Chapman right there. Almost got a hand on the football. Wilkerson. And he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. Flag on the play.
Illegal defense. Number 44, out of his stance prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
McDowdell.
Well, we haven't heard his name called here a lot tonight. In the games that I watched him play, he was a force. They could not run to his left or his right at him. He was getting to the quarterback quickly, but Cedar Rapids has done a nice job to keep him out of the picture.
So that'll bring up first and goal for Cedar Rapids right at the 5-yard line. Wilkerson tries to get through, does get into the end zone, but flags back at the 10.
Holding. Number 66, offense. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
That'll come back.
Remember the bootleg I was talking to you about? Well, that's exactly what that was. Fake a run to the left, get that whole defense flowing that way, except for the defensive end. That's where the holding occurs. 66. Right in the middle of your screen. Oh, yeah, a little hold of the jersey there, if you will. I don't think it really made a difference, though, because McDowdell wasn't really into the play at all. But a holding penalty is a holding penalty.
And especially when you see that jersey expanded in space.
Isn't that why some of those defensive linemen wear those jerseys that are so tight you can't even brush them off?
That's right. Hardly any shoulder at all. Wilkerson. Here comes the rush and finally tackled back at the 20. D'Avanzo again. Boy, he has been outstanding tonight.
And watch Langford come right up the middle. Look how fast Langford gets to him. He's there. He's kicking himself for not making that stop, but D'Avanzo did a nice job to finish it off.
There's terrific lateral movement. Fights off blocks, stays in pursuit, and tackles in space. In the first half, He had 6 tackles, a sack and a half, and 3.5 tackles for loss.
That's an All-American day.
Player of the week type stuff. Here's Wade. He'll pick up a few yards inside the 15. And they'll bring up 3rd and goal.
See how fast Arizona converges on those receptions. And McDowdell was one of them that got there from the nose guard position. Now, to his credit, he didn't rush the quarterback. He dropped back a step. But still, to move for as big as he is, to be able to move as quickly as he does, scares me just to think about it. 325 pounds of 6'4" young man right there, buddy. He could probably dunk a basketball.
Wouldn't be surprised. And Mark Stout and the River Kings want to talk things over.
That Arizona defense surely does make it difficult to penetrate, don't they, Rob? They got all positions filled, and they do their assignment really nicely, and they look like they enjoy doing it.
I was talking to Kevin Guy before the game, and back in the Iron Man days, as he likes to talk about in the AFL, where you were going both ways, and you kind of had to determine whether you're going to be an offensive team or a defensive team. Because it's tough to do both really well. But now, especially in this league, you can really have a terrific offense, which they do, but put that emphasis on that defense, and it's been outstanding all season long.
Well, it goes back to the old analogy that defense wins you championships, and they haven't really been challenged. Sioux Falls came within 17 points and 13 points in the 2 games that they played against them. And Sioux Falls, always known for its strong defensive play.
No doubt about that. Wilkerson, after the timeout, breaks free and gets inside the 10-yard line. So that brings up 4th down, but this is certainly manageable.
Watch Wilkerson get away from the rush here. Jeez, they just blow by people. And he gets off to the board. Lost the guy over the has he returned yet? Or he's still hanging out over there?
Well, they pop back out onto the field pretty quickly. But a little repair needs to take place.
Well, I think if Cedar Rapids are going to go for this on 4th down and 6, or goal from the 7-yard line, they got to roll out to the right. They got the wide side of the field to the right, and they got to find, a little bit of depth in there for their receivers. And as much as anything, you just run all hook routes, get them 1 yard deep, because the defensive backs are going to be right there at the goal line to greet them. We're going to see a field goal attempt here.
Just to try to get some points on the board. And I'm sure Coach Stout wants to see a clean field goal in this ballgame. The attempt, if good, will be 19. Wusu. Watch after the attempt. You see all the fans in the balcony area.
So they're assembling,
trying to position themselves for the football, which you get to keep as a souvenir. Number 2 blocks on field goal attempts already for Arizona tonight. And a high snap. Gets by Smith. He tries to dribble the football around. Didn't fall on top of it. Arizona does at the 5-yard line. And once again, that is D'Avanzo.
I mean, at worst, if you're going to try to pick it up on an awkward roll like that, just kick it and kick it out of bounds and take the penalty that way. Because now you've got Arizona with the ball inside the red zone. There's the snap that goes over the top of Jordan Smith's outstretched hands. Boy, he's really had a difficult time tonight as the holder.
35-0 Arizona. Will be back.
I tried a million things to fix my satellite and slow internet.
You will not find a better.
Nope. Then I switched to Extreme and voila, supercharged Wi-Fi in every room. Live TV on every device. Plenty of power for everyone. And Extreme TV everywhere I go.
Only Extreme brings it all together. Speeds up to 1 gig, TV with TiVo, and full home Wi-Fi. The difference is extreme.
It's time to get extreme. It's time for 1 gig download speeds and whole home Wi-Fi that's just as fast. It's time to experience TiVo and personalized TV that lets you live it live in any room. Every channel on every device. Your tablet, your cell, your call. Extreme packages with all-in-one TV and internet are on sale now. Experience the X Factor. Call 844-EXTREME2.
I think Coach Guy might have been concerned that there had been some Cedar Rapids players walking around behind Arizona's bench, but who knows? They've got it taken care of. And Genesee takes it down inside the 1-yard line. Been a little chatter out on the field. A little pushing and shoving tonight.
Well, I think Cedar Rapids is playing so hard, and they just haven't been able to take advantage of opportunities, and it'll wear on you. There's no question. And then they'll put the full season into play too.
But you're right. This team has continued to play hard and has done some good things. Just have not been able to put 4 good, solid quarters together to get their second victory. And the handoff to Miles, and he is into the end zone. 6 more on the board for Arizona.
2 games I watched, I've seen that play a lot coming from Miles. But they set it up nicely because they can do so many different things that allows them to mix up their play calling and keep a defense off balance. He'll just come from right to left on the jet sweep. Got some nice blocking. Doesn't need to get touched heading into the end zone from a yard away.
He plays wide receiver, but on plays like that, will carry the football. Camacho. Harrington with the hold, and Jimmy stays perfect in the extra point category.
You see right here, you see Miles coming in motion. Just getting an easy handoff.
And Stewart, nice seal block on the outside.
They do a nice job of getting leverage and not allowing any penetration, and that's the key. Somebody's got to penetrate through that, at least to disrupt the play a little bit. Just isn't happening. And that's a good Arizona team. We knew coming in how good they were. You can only try your very best. and hope that you got luck on your side for 4 straight quarters.
Well, haven't lost a football game this year.
And again, the only one that's come close to them, well, the Danger played him to a 10-point game. Sioux Falls has played him to 13 and 18-point games. It's going to be quite a tournament when the playoffs begin in a couple of weeks. And they got to throw in the Iowa Barnstormers, and I think the team that I'm about as impressed with than anybody this year is the return of Green Bay. I think the Blizzard have done a nice job.
This is the best team they've had in 5 years.
It's been a long time since they've had a winning record and even putting a team with some efficiency on the field and getting something done. It's a really good football team up there.
We'll see them here next Saturday night. Wade and Chavius back deep for Cedar Rapids. Usu, a high kick, fielded by Wade. And he turns the corner and almost able to break free. Goes through the 13-yard line.
Yeah, Meriwether brings it down, and I don't like the way that tackle happens, because they get twisted up and then they start bending, and yet leg doesn't want to go that way, and you're looking at either knee problem or...
And good to see Wade up.
Yes.
So there is where we stand heading into this weekend's play. Barnstormers at 11-1. Won the United Bowl a season ago, and Sioux Falls at 9-2. You talk a lot about Iowa and Arizona. Never forget about Sioux Falls. And then there you mentioned Green Bay above 500 at 6-5.
Yeah, well, Sioux Falls certainly going to be a team that they come to play, for the playoffs. And then look at Tucson and then Nebraska and the Quad City Steamrollers. They're all within. I mean, it only takes 6, and there are 7 or 8 teams right there that are in the mix.
Wilkerson stays in there at quarterback. Quick hitter to Wade. He bounces off of one tackler and gets out to the 20. Tough competitor. Markel Wade out of Arkansas. All IFL a season ago. Still limping around a little bit, though, after that tackle.
Yeah, Wilkerson delivers a nice ball to him. You just got to, expect to get hit from all sides when you're catching a football like that in the open space against this Arizona team. They just know how to get to the receiver.
Pickup of 6, 2nd and 4. Wilkerson goes deep. He'll hang it up, and it is almost caught. And then almost picked by Meriwether. Ruffin, the intended receiver, remember the catch he made earlier.
Yes. He almost made a miraculous catch there, but it must have bounced off the wall. It rolled off the wall for Meriwether to pick it up and turn and run, act like he had intercepted the pass. I'm more interested to see how Ruffin did not catch that ball.
Had an opportunity.
So Wilkerson with time to throw does a nice job to loft it, give the receiver a chance to run underneath it. He had it. Must have been when he made contact with the wall that it bounced away from him.
And Meriwether did come away with the football, but it was ruled incomplete. That would have been his 2nd pick tonight. 3rd down. Wilkerson slings it, and he thought he was going to catch White along the boards, and White went deeper.
Went right into the bench of the Arizona Rattlers. And
everybody awake over there?
I was a little alert here where I was. I was thinking maybe they're going to come a real quick out pattern our way. Limber up my fingers, get those knuckles cracked a little bit, get those hands out in front of me.
You better get them ready.
My reaction time's only about 3/4 of a second slower than it was, and that's years and years of life.
Wilkerson has some running room. Turns the corner and just about gets into the end zone, but he'll be down at the 1-yard line. Huge play for Cedar Rapids.
And the reason it happens is because Arizona's playing a man-for-man. The linebacker's blitzing or gets knocked out of the play, and it opens up so much territory. Wilkerson sees it, takes off, almost gets into the end zone for 6.
And I think of the 3 quarterbacks Cedar Rapids has played this year, Wilkerson is the best runner.
He certainly has showed that.
Pickup of 30. Wilkerson again will probe that middle, and the ball is stripped away. And still on the move. The Arizona Rattlers into the end zone. And that is a touchdown. Cockrell takes it in, but the strip by Ryan Langford.
I was doing a little checking on Langford. He had himself some NFL workouts with the Arizona Cardinals, and he shows why. He reminds me a lot of linebacker the Titans had a couple of years ago. He's so big and lanky, long and lanky. You see him, he'll strip the ball here.
I was kind of waiting to see if they were going to blow that play dead because nowhere for Wilkerson to go. And then Cockrell takes it to the house. That'll do it for 3 quarters, 48-0. 2 defensive touchdowns for Arizona.
Today, Mediacom is answering your call quicker. Our technicians are working harder to get there in less time, every time. And we're adjusting our schedule to fit yours, making more night and weekend appointments available than ever before. We're there, at the push of a button. All 4,600 of us, all committed to the same goal, doing everything we can to give you the best experience possible.
After the rain stops and the wind dies down, when the fire's gone out and the dust settles, we rise up together and become a force of nature all our own. As part of this community, Mediacom stands with you, doing everything we can not only to restore your service, but to help provide emergency communication access, assist relief efforts, and support our neighbors.
$49-0 in favor of Arizona. We've talked a lot about the offense, Jerry. This is a defensive unit that has pitched a shutout. Now, Cedar Rapids has had their opportunities to put plenty of points on the board multiple times. You pitch a shutout in this league, that's doing something.
No question about it, man. You're really getting after it on both sides of the football. You know, defense is creating opportunities. Cedar Rapids, as you mentioned, Cedar Rapids has to play perfect. Every team's going to have to play perfect against this team, but, a team like Cedar Rapids that has, been struggling all season long to play 4 quarters of football, to win a football game or a second football game. Have these things happen to them. But Langford does a nice job to tackle the ball, rip it loose. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they could have blown it dead. It was within a second. Had it gone another second, laterally, and, they would have blown the whistle. But those things happen.
Right, and Langford stayed with the play. But once again, there are 3 players around that football. That wasn't a one-on-one tackle situation up the middle.
Remember, you always talk about don't stand around and watch. They don't stand around and watch.
No, they don't.
They make plays. They make plays together.
They maximize their opportunities for sure. And this one kicked out of the end zone. Here's a fan with a Barnstormer United Bowl Championship t-shirt.
He's getting a little love from the local Cedar Rapids fans, huh?
And a souvenir from tonight's game. So Ben Wilkerson has made some big plays for Cedar Rapids. Playing in his 6th game, but has been on the roster since the opening ball game.
You know, Mark Stout talked to me before the game about him. It was just he had to let him develop over the last 4, 5, 6 games. There's things he needed to work on.
And he worked hard and is getting his opportunity. With the carry, tackled by Langford.
Man, Langford got some good lateral movement. Does a nice job to read. He doesn't take the read option fake. And just doesn't take the fake of what Wilkerson tried to do, a little head and shoulders fake.
You look at McAllister, Langford, Diavanzo, Cockrell, Merriweather. A bunch of playmakers on this defense. Catch by Smith. Short gain to the 23.
Well, now I think with the way Wilkerson's playing, it's allowed Mark Stout really to go back to the original game plan. You know, go 12-yard pass play, go 5-yard pass play. You know, then throw in a little jet sweep action just to keep that defense honest. And Wilkerson did the 3-yard run, and now we've got a pass that has gotten Cedar Rapids into Arizona territory.
Wilkerson, 4 out of 5 for over 50 yards. Probes that middle once again. Langford sends him back.
And McAllister gets in there as well. And they knew what Cedar Rapids was going to do is 3rd down and short. So they filled the middle, rushed Langford, collapsed down on Wilkerson.
Wilkerson has rushed for a net 30 yards, that in the 3rd quarter. Did pick up 41, but lost at 11. Had that long gainer of 30 yards. Wilkerson goes deep and incomplete. Good effort to the football by Drake White.
I think there was some contact in my estimation downfield that he wasn't able to get around the defensive back. You know, what is there, a 7-yard, 10-yard cushion or something where contact can make you see the top of your screen? Okay, there's contact being made right there.
Johnson back there for Arizona. So it'll be 1st and 10 now for Arizona, as the River Kings could not convert on 4th down. Stewart. A rare touch of the football for him, but productive as he gets close to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to get some other players some action here. They're looking at playoff run. They got to keep their players healthy. So we're going to see some new players in for Arizona. Probably all going to be fairly talented. You know, their number 1s are very good. That means their number 2s can't be far away, but they got to be ready to play.
Drew Powell played in the first half. Was 4 for 7 for 70 yards. We certainly know what he can do. Got a nice catch inside the 10-yard line by Stewart, and just about got into the end zone. Gang tackled by the River Kings.
Bootleg action. Watch him. He'll fake to the right and retreat back left. Sees the receiver wide open. And that's the first look is, where's that receiver at? Go to him if you can. If not, then you open up other things by continuing to roll to the side you're going.
Middleton with the stop for Cedar Rapids. Arizona not wasting any time. Hand off to Genesee. And that's 6 more. And that's that track meet mentality. Score in a hurry, a little bit of hurry up there, and execution perfect on that drive.
They're not going to quit playing, that's for sure. Still is in hands of Cedar Rapids right now to stop them.
Camacho. He zips this one right through the uprights, and it's 56-0. Arizona had 305 total yards of offense against Tucson last week. 125 on the ground, 180 through the air. Through 3 quarters tonight, they have 155 total yards, 85 on the ground, 70 through the air.
They're just showing that's not a lot. Defense has provided them with great field position, and of course defense has scored a few times tonight, so they're balancing it out that way, but they just take advantage of what's given to them, in any spot on the field. We've seen the 45-yard touchdown pass, which was a simple pass to Harrington. Just some bad tackling by Cedar Rapids allowed him to run the rest of the way for the score. But other than that, Arizona has just done methodical offensive things. They've run the football well, gotten good blocking, downfield blocking.
Just a oiled machine. Interesting talking to Kevin Guy, too, about how he sees this indoor game and how you build it. I'm sure other coaches have that same philosophy, but he builds a team through the middle. On offense, center, quarterback, running back, defensively, nose guard, linebacker, safety, and then builds inside out. And if you can find a big-time playmaker on the outside, obviously you take full advantage of that. But that philosophy has worked very well for him.
He and his son right there. He brought his son up with him from Arizona.
Starting to get a little warm down there.
Actually hot. It's always warm down there.
No doubt about that. Not always, but most of the time. Wade tries to get a block and a good hard return out to the 20-yard line. Just shy of it.
That's the best return he's had tonight to give Cedar Rapids, again, decent field position.
I've been in Phoenix in the summer. It's been close to 120 degrees.
At night?
That'll get down to about 85 or 90.
85 or 90, yeah.
But it's a dry heat.
That's what they say.
You don't have to worry about the humidity.
Sure, yeah.
And it does make a difference. But it's still hot.
Well, when that sun comes up, though, boy, is it bear down on you.
Oh, yeah. You step outside about 5 or 6 in the morning in the summer months, even really into the fall. You can feel it. It'll be in the high 80s, low 90s that time of day. Wilkerson shows pass and takes off. And gets close to the 25-yard line.
I don't know if it was a called quarterback draw or not. It sure looked like it. I mean, he did a good job to look to like he was going to pass, keep everybody frozen, and then he takes off. So one of those optional plays.
Either way, good execution. Ivanzo made sure he was down. And this one batted at the line of scrimmage by big number 92 again.
Good time. He just knows when to get that arm up when that quarterback's looking through his eyes, through his helmet, through his shoulder pads. Knocking down that football.
He got 7 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 4.5 tackles for loss. He's blocked a field goal and then bats this pass away.
One thing we haven't seen him do is get on the offensive side and maybe run for a first down or touchdown.
I don't think that'd probably be much of a problem. Wilkerson playing hard and gets down to the 5 as he lowered that shoulder.
Well, again, they play man in that defensive backfield, and so the receiver's taking everybody deep. Langford's rushing through the middle. They form that pocket around Wilkerson. He just takes off, and he's got 20 yards. And look up, you can see he's got an opening right there. Defensive backs have their back turned to him. Gets a nice block from Jordan Smith.
Made some good plays in the second half. Works out of the shotgun. Wheels to his left and dives for the end zone. And he'll be just short inside the 1 yard line. Langford had an opportunity.
Well, he sure does, doesn't he? Watch him come from left to right. It's just a quarterback sweep. There he is. He finds that little gap. It's amazing what those middle linebackers can do, Rob. They're running laterally, and they know how far that sideline is. They know where the goal line is, and they just find that little crease to get to the quarterback, get a little angle on him. Just that time he missed him.
See if Cedar Rapids can punch this one in. Been inside the 5 several times and just have not been able to penetrate that line. Chavius, and he's dropped from behind. Henry there to greet him. Langford with the assist.
Somewhere along the lines, some blocks being missed or sustained, so they just got to drive forward. We've seen Arizona do it. Watch the penetration they get out of this. So Henry not blocked at all. He was coming the whole time. The old assignment of they come, you come. It's kind of an old option play defensive assignment. They come your way, you're going at them.
Back to the 5 yard line. Wilkerson with time. And this time trying to run up the middle and nowhere to go. Hey, been working on that one. Lance McDowdell.
He did that a few times the last couple of weeks. Oh, gosh. He got a little shake and bake about him, doesn't he? Got a little rhythm.
He thought he might have to do it again.
The McDowdell dance, they call that middle McDowdell dance. Watch him penetrate. Just look at him drive back at center. I mean, you talk about the strength it takes to do that.
But there again, he had 2 teammates right there with him.
He's so big, he plugs up that middle himself, and they can't move him out. So that helps that defense out tremendously.
And Mark Stout's going to have to call Cedar Rapids' second timeout here in the second half. You can tell he wanted things to move a little bit faster with 4:50 left to go. 56-0, Cedar Rapids trying to get some points on the board.
Today, Mediacom is answering your call quicker. Our technicians are working harder to get there in less time, every time. And we're adjusting our schedule to fit yours, making more night and weekend appointments available than ever before. We're there, at the push of a button, all 4,600 of us, all committed to the same goal, doing everything we can to give you the best experience possible.
After the rain stops and the wind dies down, when the fire's gone out and the dust settles, we rise up together and become a force of nature all our own. As part of this community, Mediacom stands with you, doing everything we can not only to restore your service, but to help provide emergency communication access, assist relief efforts, and support our neighbors.
56-0, Arizona over Cedar Rapids with 4:50 left to go in the ball game. Looks like Phil Parker, Iowa Hawkeyes defensive coordinator.
Rare night off.
Action.
Rare night off. Must be their week of vacation.
Oh, yeah, they've got camps this weekend. For sure tomorrow. Remember that first promotion of the year when the Iowa defensive staff was mingling with the fans over in the party area?
That's right. He was a part of that. I remember seeing him over there. So what do you do on a night off from your regular job, which is coaching football with players? You go watch football.
Why not?
Sounds like things are shaking up pretty well down in Iowa City for another upcoming football season.
Yeah, like you said earlier today, that we're not that far away from it. I've started to see social media out there inside of 100 days, inside of 90.
That's right.
Let's not wish that summer away, though.
Yeah, let's take our time to get there, yes.
4th down. Wilkerson put one up for grabs, and it's picked off at the goal line. That is Johnson.
Well, there really weren't a whole lot of options from the 10-yard line.
Just had to throw it up there and see if somebody could go make a play.
Almost a pick pattern type. Could have thrown it a little bit deeper into the end zone, if you will. But Arizona making the play all the way down, not giving up. I think they, like you talked about, very few shutouts in this league. They've sensed that since about the beginning of this fourth quarter that, hey, we could get this done.
Every time Cedar Rapids has got that football inside the 5-yard line, they've had negative plays. Get back to the 10 or the 15. Just have not been able to take advantage of some pretty good opportunities to score. Pass play works. It is Miles again. He's got a touchdown tonight.
4 times.
Yeah, four turnovers for Cedar Rapids.
4 possessions they had in the red zone. Unable to come away with anything. Blocked field goals and missed opportunities. So it goes back to going all the way back to the broadcast, the beginning of this broadcast, saying that if Cedar Rapids can control or succeed on opportunities, they'll give themselves a chance.
But give Arizona a ton of credit too, because they have made the plays that have created some of those mistakes by Cedar Rapids. And executed very, very well. And a running play up the middle, Genesee into Cedar Rapids territory. That'll move the chains. Another first down.
Bainey doing a nice job with the defensive end position. See him at the top of the screen. He's got some good wheels about him. He's 6'8", long and lanky. From the South Sudan. Made his way over to America.
Out of the University of New Mexico, 6'8", 270.
So he and Langford probably could have been on the same college football teams at some point.
Using the play clock, Genesee fight for some yards. Branch with a stop for Cedar Rapids, who has had a very good year. 11.5 tackles for loss. Over 40 tackles on the season. He's a guy on the outside that could really make some big plays. Monday night here with the Cedar Rapids dance team. Performed at halftime. Flag comes out and might have used a little too much time, as Arizona, as they should, using up that entire clock.
False start. 3 in
That'll
motion.
be a false start.
Offense.
Right
5-yard penalty. Still.
The snap. Kevin Guy won't like that.
One of the few things he won't like today. They haven't done much wrong at all.
Well, good coaches will find something, but certainly from our vantage point, there's been a lot of good. Give to Genesee. He's taken full advantage of his opportunity here tonight.
Genesee's carry down to the 16-yard line. Brings up the third down.
Now they got a couple of difficult games themselves after tonight. They stay on the West Coast. They go to Tucson next weekend. Actually, they're at home against Tucson, and then they're at home against the San Diego Strike Force. The last regular season for 2019.
1 minute warning. Arizona looking to go 12-0, the only undefeated team in the league.
Technology, it is awesome. But when you have the power to control it, that is extreme. With extreme speeds up to 1 gig, there are no limits. Go ahead and stream on every screen. As for the big screen,
show me discovery.
Ask and you shall receive with the all-new Extreme Speak and Show remote. And if you need to ask for help, just click and we'll show up too. That's the power of awesome technology, powered by Extreme.
With Extreme, everything's connected. So whatever I'm watching on the big screen, I can easily stream to the little screen. Or to any room in the house. Because every room is covered with ultra-fast Extreme Wi-Fi 360. Even this room, which isn't technically a room.
Only Extreme brings it all together. Speeds up to 1 gig, TV with TiVo, and whole home Wi-Fi. The difference is Extreme.
Play resumes. 1 minute remaining.
1 minute left to go. Arizona. Couple more snaps. And they will head west with their 12th victory. Genesee. Lowest point total scored in the IFL this year. Green Bay scored only 3 points back on March the 9th, Jerry, against the Iowa Barnstormers. Iowa won that contest 41-3, so there has not been a shutout so far this year in the IFL.
Well, in this game, not this particular game, but in the game of indoor football, there are so many ways that you can score that to even pitch a shutout like that is just unheard of. And again, Cedar Rapids had 4 possessions that were inside the red zone. They just could not come away with anything.
So that'll do it. Mark Stout and Kevin Guy shake hands. And Cedar Rapids will fall to 1-11. Host Green Bay next week. And Arizona keeps it rolling. This has been an impressive team that will contend for the United Bowl Championship. 12-0. 56-0. We'll be back to wrap things up after this on MC20.
I tried a million things to fix my satellite and slow internet.
You will not find a better.
Nope. Then I switched to Extreme and voila, supercharged Wi-Fi in every room. Live TV on every device. Plenty of power for everyone. And Extreme TV everywhere I go.
Only Extreme brings it all together. Speeds up to 1 gig, TV with TiVo, and whole home Wi-Fi. The difference is Extreme.
It's time to get extreme. It's time for 1 gig download speeds and whole home Wi-Fi that's just as fast. It's time to experience TiVo, and personalized TV that lets you live it live in any room. Every channel on every device. Your tablet, your cell, your call. Extreme packages with all-in-one TV and internet are on sale now. Experience the X Factor. Call 844-EXTREME2.
After the rain stops and the wind dies down, when the fire's gone out and the dust settles, we rise up together and become a force of nature all our own. As part of this community, Mediacom stands with you, doing everything we can not only to restore your service, but to help provide emergency communication access, assist relief efforts, and support our neighbors.
Cedar Rapids River King football on Mediacom MC22 is brought to you by McGrath Family of Dealerships, Collins Community Credit Union, 5 Seasons Tire, Sally's on Broadway in Springville, Colony Heating and Air Conditioning, Clark's Health Mart Pharmacy, and by Extreme, powered by Mediacom. 56-0, Arizona stays perfect. They are now 12-0, and Ben Wilkerson certainly a bright spot for Cedar Rapids and was able to put some offense together in the second half. Cedar Rapids had opportunities to score some points, not necessarily win the game, but not what you see on the screen. Did some better things than that, but Arizona the better football team tonight.
Well, wasn't any positives in any of the possessions. All missed field goals or blocked field goals, and then 3 turnovers, 2 interceptions, and a fumble. But against a very good football team like an Arizona Rattlers football team, you're going to have that. You got to find ways to shore that up if you're a Cedar Rapids River Kings football team, and I know they'll do that this coming week and try to come out with that second win of the season in their last regular season game next weekend.
We know this staff well enough. They will put together a game plan, continue to work hard, and get ready for the Green Bay Blizzard next Saturday, June the 1st. The River Kings and the Blizzard, always interesting when Green Bay and Cedar Rapids get together. Thanks to our entire MC22 crew for their great work tonight. My broadcast partner, Jerry Koala. This is Rob Brooks. Hope you enjoyed tonight's telecast as Arizona defeats Cedar Rapids. Good night from downtown Cedar Rapids, the U.S. Cellular Center. And thank you for watching Mediacom MC22, your local programming leader.